Okay, in this video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to show you how to teach yourself how to cast. Okay, so the first step is when you get your new fly rod and you don't know exactly what to do with it. I have lots of other videos on how to, if you're going to cast this way, stand straight and then go to a 45-degree stance with your dominant arm backwards. Okay, down here, back here. So we're going to cast this way. So that's your first thing. Get your stance correct. Your hand grip should be just like you're grabbing a stick or something like that. Nothing big, with your thumb on top. So the first cast you're going to attempt is just a standard, what we call a pickup and deliver. Now, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to raise your rod quickly to 12 o'clock, stop real hard, go to about 10 o'clock, stop real hard, and then when the line plays all the way out, then drop your rod down slowly. So it'll look like this: straight, straight, and then down. 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 By the way, you should have about 20, 30 feet of line out. Up, down, and down. Now, if you find yourself with all your line, now this is the important part. The best way to teach yourself is to know what's causing the problems. So a lot of people will immediately do this and they'll have a big pile of line in front of them. If you have a big pile of line, it's not a nice straight line, that means there's two problems. One is often you're going too far back, or more importantly is you're going too far forward. The line follows wherever the rod tip ends. So if the rod tip stops here, the line is going to go all the way down there. It always follows the rod tip. So the key is to stop it up here, and then as the line is level, drop it straight down. So up here, oh here, and then down. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. That's one of the keys. As you're casting, if you're finding you're doing some kind of weird thing and it's turning into a big jumble, make sure that the rod is never out of your sight here. Boom, straight up, 10 o'clock, and then down. Okay, watch for those mistakes. Those are going to be your first set of mistakes. So let's practice this together and do this until you get a nice straight line, straight up and there. As you'll find that it's not how hard you throw the line. The casting is an acceleration to a stop. See, if I just hit the rod like that, the line goes perfectly. Okay, so it's all about how hard that stop is. It sounds crazy, but that's what'll do it. Okay, if we had a board here, that would be the best way to cast forward. All right, so practice that first until you get a nice straight cast. Okay, then come back to this and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so step 2 would be, now we're going to do what's called a false cast. So in this case, instead of stopping at noon, we're going to kick it back a little bit, like to 1 o'clock to 11 o'clock. We're going to go back and forth a few times. The idea is you want to pull the line this way. When it runs all the way out, you want to pull the line this way until it runs all the way out. So back, 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 trying to keep the tip of your rod always in a level line, not a curved line, okay? We always joke about this at the school. We say you're painting a flat ceiling, not an igloo, okay? So you want this to be a straight line. Bink, bink, sharp stops. And then when you get to that last end, then you can come back, boonk, boonk, and then drop your line as soon as the line lays out flat, okay? So try that a few times. Again, if you're getting a big pile at the end, that means that you're bringing the rod too far down. Okay, if you're bringing the rod too far down, that means that you're not stopping the rod here, and you're probably doing more casting with your wrist than your arm. At this point, if you're having a little problem, you can tuck your rod into your sleeve, and that'll stop you from flopping around quite so much. Okay, at this point, we want to try to keep your wrist as straight as possible. 1, 2, boom. 1, 2, boom. Okay, see how it stops both ways. I'm going to do this with this other rod so you can see it maybe a little better. But boom, 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 down. Stop, stop, down. Stop, stop, down. If you come too hard, it's going to end up in a big pile in front of you. When you see the pile, that tells you a couple things. One is you didn't stop hard enough, because if you stop and then kind of do some lazy thing, it's not going to work. So it's all about accelerating and stopping. Accelerating and stopping. Okay? Practice the false cast for a while. Okay. I hope you've come back at this point. Now that we've practiced the false cast, we're going to move, and remember, we're still using just one hand here. Now we're going to move to the line hand. And we call this introducing the line hand. So you go, hello, line hand. This is our line hand. Now the key to this hand is this is going to do some controlling. Okay? But the key is we don't want this to be a lazy left hand. We want this to be in action. And you want to keep this hand right up here next to the other hand. It'll stop some problems later on. There's a tendency later on to keep your hand way down here and then to kind of hold it like this. And what it does is it destroys your cast, your forward cast. Makes a great back cast and then destroys your forward cast. So the key is to do this, okay? So with this second hand up here with this one, I want you to go back and forth until that feels comfortable. When that's done, come back again. Now the next step is to cast, and then as soon as you stop casting, you cast, then take this, the line that's in this hand, and tuck it under. What that's going to do is that's going to allow you to, when a fish does bite, oh, I got a fish, you can immediately grab the line. If you cast like this, okay, and then a fish bites, and then you want to pull the line in, you're going to be grabbing all over here. So this is the next habit you need to practice on. So you cast, 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 let it go, and then immediately slip that line under your two fingers. This is one of the toughest ones to get a habit of. So again, what I want you to do is practice this for a little bit. The cast, 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 shoot, and then almost in a single motion, put your hand under, put the line under your fingers, okay? At this point, you can do lots of things. You can do some stripping and all kinds of stuff. Okay, practice that for a bit. And then I'm going to show you one last move. Okay, you're back. Now I'm going to teach you something really cool. This is an extra bonus one, okay? As we cast, we want to put a little bit more line out there. So as you're casting like this and you have your hand here, you're going to notice it's tugging a little bit. And when you feel that tug at the end, you can let go and this will let more line out. That's called shooting. So the way it works, and this is good practice to do, is pull in about this much line, 4 or 5 feet. Cast, do your false casting, couple, 3, 4, and then when you get to the very end, just let go, and the line will pull the rest of the line out. Okay, that's called shooting. So again, how it's done is we have extra line here, okay? Cast, 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 and then let go. Okay? I didn't do it quite hard enough. Okay? And that's it. So, watch yourself. Get your camera out. Get your phone out. Take a look at yourself. Judge what you're doing. If you cast and you get a bunch of wiggly lines on the ground, that means two things. One is you're not stopping at this point, and two, you're probably going too far down. So keep it up here. At the end of that, stop, let the line play out, and drop. That's going to be your biggest problem. And watching that this back cast does never, this rod handle should never kind of be back here. So you might want to pick a spot, maybe the tip of your handle, and make sure it's always in your view. Okay? Another way to check your casting, just a little side extra tip, is to always watch your back cast. And usually I don't watch the cast as much as the tip of the rod. And by watching the tip of the rod, I will see the line passing by it. And that will give you your best casts. So I think you can probably teach yourself properly, but you got to have those fundamentals right away. Keep your arm in tight. Try to paint that ceiling. Pull the line, don't push it. Pull the line, and then boom, it just comes right out. So that's it for teaching yourself how to cast a fly rod. Okay, when you get those Christmas rods, go out there in the snow, take this video out with you, and follow the steps one by one, and I'm sure you'll do a great job with it.